Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So I thought I'm waiting for tow service to come pick up my scissor lift. Been working on a job some of you don't know about. I've got just kind of doing a facelift on a commercial property. And, I'm in a town where they've lifted the camping ban. So on my blog, as you know, I try to share with you how I built my real estate fortune and how I made my first million by age 28, and how I continue to do the same thing ever since then, and that was a long time ago. Well, today I'm just talking to you because I'm waiting for somebody to come pick up this scissor lift. But I've had an issue with the homeless coming around here. This city that I'm in has really made a mess of this place. And what they do is a lot of times they exploit the homeless for political reasons. And it's really a shame because people don't get the help they need, but they get used politically because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money surrounding the homeless in ways that people don't realize. They get exploited for federal aid that gets fettered out to people's favorites. Among city council folks can pass out $60 million a year to certain groups that make a lot of money off the homeless. So anyways, it's very irritating. It doesn't support them. I've got a problem. I've got people coming to they're casing my property. They live over these ones here right now, and I'll talk to you about a couple things how I'm handling this. But way over there you can see a bridge, okay? Under that bridge is about 4 tents. And you used to not be allowed to camp under a damn public roadway. It makes sense, right? So these guys are shitting under the bridge, shitting behind my trash cans, turning on my water, cleaning up, sponge bathing, on my property, and generally making a nuisance of themselves. They're coming around my property, they're checking my doors. I've got a ring right there, and I've got other security cameras, and so I see these guys and women 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., walking, checking doors, see if anything's unlocked. And of course, I'll shoot over here at 2 a.m. and I'll set the alarm off, let them see that there's a presence here, and then they disappear, and then they don't bother for a while until somebody new comes along. But anyways, highly recommend the Ring, the Ring camera. I've got several of those devices at other properties, but especially like when you're setting up construction somewhere, or you got to do some work somewhere, and you got to keep an eye on your material in addition to, protecting your property and your tenants. But anyways, that's what's happening right now. I've been, you'll see a new video coming out here soon. Oh man, glad you got the book. Good. Oh, you reviewed it too. I appreciate that. Yeah, we got a lot of great reviews, and it's nice. It's been very complimentary, and I'm glad it's helping people. I've got, what was I gonna say? Oh, anyways. You'll see a new video coming out. I told you I got 5 houses I'm prepping to sell. And so we're replacing garage doors and front doors and putting up fences and a lot of aesthetic stuff. And, oh, cool, man, thanks. Another person got the book there. That's great. Anyways, I actually met somebody in the parking lot the other day, a young girl, who she might be watching this too. Very nice person. And she had an interest in real estate. And so I, just like all of y'all, I pointed her to my book. And also I think Ben Mull is also somebody that's really good for people to follow. Anyways, that's about the only one I can recommend at the moment. But I'm sure there's some others too. But anyways, anybody got any deals going? I mean, one thing that's important, you always got to be educating yourself. We could have we could have lunch or anything else, and that still ain't going to make you a better investor. What's important is you kind of do the work. You got to get to know values in your area. You have to know, I mean, whether it's, and I always say, try to work near your home. I'll get to that in a minute, Joshua. You got to get to know the properties in your area so you know the value, so you know values. And then that way you know a deal when you see one. And like I was telling this person yesterday, you know, you don't need a partner, you need a deal. You find a deal, people will be coming at you either to loan you money or they're going to want to be your partner so they can take half the profit. So, you know, that's up to you. You'll figure it out how you want to do that. But myself, oh, hey, by the way, can everybody hear me fine? I got a new mic system here. So maybe give me a comment here. Let me know you can hear me okay. I'm also hanging close to the Wi-Fi, hoping the signal stays as good as it can be. I have Wi-Fi in most all my buildings to support the security devices and such. Oh, okay, great. Thanks, Joshua. So Joshua asked, why am I selling some of my rentals? Well, the rentals, these houses are houses I bought for anywhere from $120,000 to $220,000, and now they're worth about $500,000 to $600,000. So the return on investment is not very good. You know, they used to bring in maybe a 5% return, and they had, you know, and they were good properties. They're going to give them to my kids originally. Well, you know, they've gone up a lot, and now the return on investment is probably somewhere around 1.5% or 2% when you market to value. Okay, that's terrible, right? What I like to do is I like to buy properties under market, and I like, you know, income that, you know, I mean, usually when I buy a property, if you base it on what I paid for it, I'm going to get anywhere from a 12 to 20% return. But when you market to value, what it's actually worth, and I always get a deal, but that's why it's a high return. But when you market to what it's actually worth, it usually runs out about 6%. So in other words, if I bought a $3 million property and I got it for, you know, whatever, $2.5 million or something like that. So I'm getting a return that comes out about 10% on $2.5 million, but when you market to value, or maybe, you know, at $3 million, it's coming out closer to 6 or 7%. You know what I mean? In other words, a $3 million property might bring in, you know, anywhere from 180 to at full retail, it would come in about 180,000 a year income. That should be the cap rate, about 6%. But if you buy it right and you buy it below market, then you'll come out better than that. But when you market the value, that's what it's worth. So anyways, the reason I'm selling those houses is I can get a much better return. I can buy 2 houses for the price of 1 and let that be a way of creating income. Additionally, what I really want to do with that money is I just want to buy more commercial property because I just really want more monthly income. And, you know, right now, I mean, I've got enough income coming in, I can buy a house probably every 2 or 3 months. And that's a nice place to be. But I'm more interested in buying good quality, like this building here, good quality commercial, office, or industrial properties, something that I can rent and get a very good return on. And because right now I'm not getting such a good return on the houses. I mean, when you mark them to value. So everybody follow me when I say marking it to value. You know, it's fine that, you know, my houses are paid off now too, and maybe they're bringing in $1,500. Well, the taxes go up. Yeah, well, Joshua, here's the deal. The question he asked was, so the rents are more important than appreciation in commercial. Yeah, to me, it just depends on where you're at. I mean, when you're just starting out and you have very little money, you need to make you go ahead and do whatever you got to do. You got to make every cent count. So when you're starting with very little, you have to use your income to buy properties that you can flip, get a profit on, and keep building your income that way. Then when you make enough money that way, then you can have the pleasure of buying properties that just create income. And I mean, I've been at that point for a very long time. I still like to buy properties under market and make a great deal and make a big profit. But at the same time, I also like buying properties that just give me a decent return on investment. And that is what I want to do with this money, is just get a decent return on investment. I'm not really interested in buying and flipping large commercial properties. I'm more interested in hey, I think you might have lost some of that. What I was saying is, I like my real estate investments nearby, and so I still will flip a commercial retail type building, office, whatever, but it'll probably be one that's a little further away from me. I still look at, in general, the stuff that I self-manage, and I self-manage nearly everything, that's like no more than 5-10 minutes away from where I live. So like I say, so if a ring alarm goes off and I got some hobo checking the doors, I'm going to hit the alarm, call the cops, and I'm going to drive over here. That kind of thing I like. So if that answers your question. What other questions you guys got? I actually got a jiu-jitsu lesson I'm about to go into. Let's see. Let's see what you guys, sorry for the finger over the camera. 5% down payment good enough to give to a seller for, yeah, you know what, owner financing, you know what, there are no rules. You can get 100% financing from an owner. There's no rules. You know, they're not regulated. They can do whatever they want to do, and so you can make any kind of deal you want to make. And and here's something else to remember. Don't be afraid of having a balloon payment or having what we call, an acceleration clause. Don't be afraid to buy a property with, that's amortized 20, 30 years, but you have to pay it off in 5 years, or you got to pay it off in 3 years. Don't be afraid of that stuff, because if you're buying it under market, it doesn't matter. You could resell it tomorrow and make more money. So and if you got owner financing in place and somebody can assume the financing that you put in place, that's even better. I got a restaurant around the corner. I got a $700,000 or $750,000. I think it was $700,000. I got a $700,000 loan at 7% interest, and so I think it ended up being like a $2,100 a month payment on a $700,000 loan. That's the other beauty of owner financing. They can make the interest rate can be whatever you bargain it down to. In that case, I got it down to 3%. And where a bank, hell, it's got to be a certain amount above prime. So there's a lot of flexibility in owner financing, and there's also a lot of reasons for people to owner finance, because they don't get shit for their money in the bank anymore. The interest rate is terrible. You don't get any money. You just don't make any money on your money. That's why I like rentals. I always say interest never sleeps, and neither does rentals. You know what I mean? Rental income never sleeps. Every day that goes by, somebody owes me money, or if I'm renting, I owe somebody money. And so that is what I like. Oh, now come on, Joshua, you got to watch more videos. You'll know all about that. Anyways, I can't tell you in a few sentences how to find commercial deals. Just watch the videos and you'll figure it out. But main thing is keep your eyes open and drive those neighborhoods where there's properties. It's also okay, but I'll answer some of your questions, so don't get me wrong. It's not a bad question, but there's a lot of ways to get to it. But of course, you want to go to commercial brokers. They have some of their own. Properties that they have like a kind of like a commercial MLS. MLS is generally for residential properties. Some areas it's mixed. Some areas there's no commercial in residential properties. So you got to go to commercial brokers, and they kind of have their own form. I'm in a lot of email chains with lots of brokers, and a lot of them, I think they think I'm a broker. They're sharing with each other, but they know I'm a buyer if they don't know I'm a broker, and I'm not a broker. But that's the kind of networking that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, is people sharing emails. Hey, I got this. Hey, I got that. I'm looking for a tenant, or I've got a big space for rent, and I jump in that too. Also, Craigslist is how I keep a lot of my rentals full, but which Craigslist just started charging. They didn't used to, but Hey guys, I gotta get ready. I gotta go into my jiu-jitsu lesson in about 5 minutes, so I still gotta get dressed for that. But hey, man, thanks you guys that got the book. Just read that thing, keep that thing in sight, so it's a reminder of what you need to be doing, which is always looking for a deal. You're always looking for a property. It's fun. Hopefully you enjoy it, because I do. I enjoy real estate, and that's where you need to be. Enjoy learning about property, enjoy knowing values, and again, it'll pay off. The best thing you can do is enjoy your work. And there's not a more lucrative thing you can do than in my opinion, in real estate, and it takes the least education because it's just math, right? It's just math. So, and you can do things. If you can't mess with real estate deals right now, then you can mess with you can flip a car, you can flip machinery, you can flip anything. Anything of value can be flipped and money can be made on. If you're a kid and you can't even buy real estate, go. What I mean. I used to do with candy. Look at my candy video. I used to buy and sell candy. I'd go pick it up in the night before I'd go to school, and I'd sell it at school for more money. There's all kinds of ways to make money, and to me, I love real estate, and I love using my own money. I'm not a big fan of using other people's money. I know Grant Cardone and these guys. Somebody brought him up the other day. I don't see him as being much value to individual people that want to start and make money in real estate. I don't know a lot about him, but he looks like he primarily resides over a syndicate and is always looking for money, and which is great for him, because he makes money on the purchase of the properties that he gets together. He makes money on the management of those properties. So, I mean, really, he could buy a property that's a bad deal and make money because he's getting paid a management fee on it. So that's of limited value, I think, to people that are watching me right now. I'm talking about operating on your own. Don't be dependent on your spouse. Don't be dependent on a partner. Do it on your own. You have to find the will and have the passion to make money that you can do this on your own. If you got a wife and you got to make every financial decision, when you separate your financial accounts, have a little seed capital of your own, because there's nothing worse than having a naysayer in the family, and that could be your grandpa, it could be your wife, it could be somebody, it could be a buddy, it could be who knows what. But you don't need a partner telling you that can't be done. You don't need anybody telling you what you can't do, okay? You can do anything. It's just math. You just have to do it right. Hey, guys, give me a thumbs up on this video if you would. Before I go, I know some of you are watching them thumbs up, but I'd appreciate it. Please subscribe. I'm trying to do more live events. We'll try to get into more stuff. I'm just a little irritated here because I lost some sleep over damn hobos waking me up and, perusing my building. So that's it. Please get the book. Thumbs up the video, subscribe, and like I say, $10 for a book, or go spend 10 grand at a seminar and you'll learn a lesson about real estate in seminars. Don't do it. Don't waste your time and money on seminars, folks. Everything I've seen, nothing but scams. Nobody should be taking $10, $20, $30, $40,000 from you. They're not helping you. They're not your friend. They're just making money off you. So just do the work. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody's going to hand you money just because you handed them money. Just get it together. Concentrate. Do the work. Do the work. It's work, okay? It is. You have to study and know values, and that's fine. But let me tell you, it may seem like a lot of work, but it's very lucrative, and it's a hell of a lot easier than working your whole life, right? Working a job forever. So, hey, I'm going to leave it at that. Flip Anything. Thanks for watching. Take care.